Satnam everyone. Happy Saturday, December 26th. I'm Stephanie, for those of you who are new and just meeting me. Thank you for tuning in. I love to do cosmic, spiritual messages from the divine, from my spirit guides. If you want a life of abundance, if you want a life where you feel good and rich, you really feel like you own that room every time you go into a grocery store, into your workplace, into your home, wherever it is, and you just feel like life is for you. So this is where I come in and I'm speaking to your soul as a shaman, as a cosmic lighthouse waymaker. In my own personal practice, I help souls realign through their soul's truth. So whether you are having an emotional, energetic block at the energetic level, spiritual level, together we begin to establish new habits through ritual and practice of meditation and other wonderful tools, so that we can cultivate and practice our truth, our divine authority, and our divine power, so that we too can be light waymakers for all those other souls who are needing a guidepost, the lighthouse to shine the light for them. I'm not speaking to you at a surface level. I hope and I want you to listen through your spiritual lens, through your third eye, through your heart, and speaking to your soul and calling you out. And I want to welcome, first of all, everyone, whether you identify yourself as a star seed, a light worker, a truth seeker, or a soul tribe. All you beautiful souls, I thank you and I welcome you here. And so I wanted to go forth and address that, yes, next week is New Year's. Next week we also have, on the 29th, the full moon. The full moon, and let me just verify, full moon in Cancer. And so we've just underwent a lot of energetic changes, amplification, where we've been receiving a lot of energy from the divine and the cosmos. And the spirits really wanted me to come forth and send you a message of comfort and reassurance. Why reassurance? And reassurance because perhaps you've been experiencing what it would look like on the physical world externally, as if you're being poked and prodded, or you're being challenged, or even just most recently with the holidays, perhaps you've been feeling a state of despair, sadness, grief, or depression, because you're perhaps missing something that was taken away or removed from your life. So this addresses those new souls who are beginning to take their journeys now to realigning to their truth, especially with what we've been experiencing on the physical world, physical plane level, the 3D, is that you know, we've had to reassure you that the changes that have occurred are not because there's something wrong with you. The spirits actually want to reassure us. We're all perfect. We're all beautifully, creatively made. And I want to really hone this down for us, is that every soul is perfect and pure the moment we come into this life cycle and we take human form. And as divine, pure beings, we're encouraged to remember the divinity of who we are. There's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing to redeem or anything that we have to purify. Because at soul level, our soul is already complete and beautiful as it is, and whole and wonderfully made. And this is where they want us to remember now. They want us to stop blaming ourselves, because we have been conditioned to blame ourselves, to think that there's something wrong with us, when in reality that's not true. The truth of our nature is that wherever you found yourself, the theme is that we've just gone through a shift change, and it is necessary because life has a rhythm of cycles, and we're always growing. And if you're resisting that growth, that's when we tend to get stuck, or really it's our ego or our inner critic, whatever you want to call it, is the one that's stuck and attached to this thing that we've lost. And this is how we should envision ourselves. The lotus grows in a body of water where there could be some mud, some impurities. But even though it grows in this sort of environment, it actually flourishes. There's nothing that can impurify its truth. As divine souls who took form in this life, that no matter what you did in the past or what you didn't do, it does not define who you are. And so there are a lot of souls right now that are undergoing a big change, a shift change. And what's going on is that you're actually realigning to your soul's truth. And this is what your inner spirit, your intuition is calling you to do, to let go of what is no longer serving you, because it's not the truth of who you are. And it wants you to be brave right now, and especially with the full moon on the 29th, this full moon, we're being asked to balance the maternal and the paternal instincts within us, and being guided to nurture ourselves. If you are awakening right now to your soul's truth, to your soul's voice, it's calling you towards your soul's purpose. And there's a quote actually that came up during this reading, during this channeling of the message, where Yogi Bhajan says that knowing the truth of who we are, because we just established that truth, that it's important to realize that that same divine spirit in me, in you, is the same divine spirit that dwells in a saint. And that divine spirit also dwells in a thief. And it is being given to you in spite of the times that you have done a bad thing and committed a theft. The theft represents you as a thief, but that is not you. And if you've done a good thing, if you've done a graceful thing, if you've done a saintly thing, that does not become you, but rather it represents you as a saintly person. Or really, we are represented by the actions and the habits we do. And my second message is for those of us who've already awakened, and we hear the voice of truth, and we have learned and felt what is right for us, good for us at an individual soul level, and what is wrong for us, what doesn't sit well with our souls. And you can feel that, and you can definitely sense that in your vibration with your thoughts and your emotions. And the message is that a lot of what you're experiencing, if you're experiencing that tribulation, that in resistance currently, it's really problems in our life occur because of the choices and habits that we are making. And so it's time to reassess, especially because we're moving into that new shift, and with the energies from this conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter moving on to the air sign of Aquarius, we're being asked to take ownership, to be the authorities of our lives, because really nothing's happening to you but for you. And they want us to take our spiritual authority, our power back. And so they want us to take that step of really, to being honest and saying it bluntly, growing up. Growing up, because you already know what you need to do. And this motivates us and inspires us. He says at any moment of any time in your life, any day, you can go and turn towards making a bad decision that is not in alignment to your soul's truth, or a good decision in which one is in alignment, speaking your truth and honoring who you are. At any time, anywhere, you can also have a chance to trip. And in order to really tune into our inner voice, to understand what decision, what choice will be in alignment to my highest truth, for my highest good, for those around me, this is why we practice sadhana, or a daily spiritual ritual practice, meditation, so that we can challenge the laziness, the attachment of the ego, of the inner critic voice of your old ways, of the self that has a habit of doing and performing and saying and thinking out of your soul's truth, of who you really are, that you up to this point have lived out, but no more. And I say no more because I know with absolute spiritual authority, I'm calling us out. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. And it's time to come back in. If you want a life of abundance, if you want a life where you feel good, in which you really feel like you own that room every time you go into a grocery store, into your workplace, into your home, wherever it is, and you just feel like life is for you, and then it's time to own up and do the inner work. And so this is where I come in and I'm speaking to your soul. And I'm not speaking to you at a surface level. I hope and I want you to listen through your spiritual lens, through your third eye, through your heart, and speaking to your soul and calling you out as a shaman, as a cosmic waymaker. In my own personal practice, I help souls realign through their soul's truth. So whether you are having an emotional, energetic block at the energetic level, spiritual level, together we can navigate that and help to rewrite the narrative that you've been holding on to, that you've been giving your power away, so you can get your power back in spiritual authority and begin to create the life and the desires, dreams that you're wanting to call forth. And on that note, once we remove and the old narrative, the blockages to your truth, we begin to establish new habits through ritual and practice of meditation and other wonderful tools, so that we can cultivate and practice our truth, our divine authority, and our divine power, so that we too can be light waymakers for all those other souls who are needing a guidepost, the lighthouse to shine the light for them. And so this new year, I'm calling you out and I'm asking you, if you're fed up and tired by the old constructs that you've been placed under and giving your power away to outside external sources or forces, and you want to reclaim your authority, and you want to feel that divinity of who you are, and you want to walk into that room or wherever space you enter in as your true self and feel that energy and presence within you, so that you may shine forth, message me at Smiling Guerrero on Instagram, or at my website, guerrerosdieta, DIAITA.com, or down on the YouTube comments below. I'd be forever grateful and thankful if you shared this message, because you never know what beautiful soul is not seeing the truth of who they really are. I also wanted to share that this week I will be posting on my Patreon account a meditation ritual that you can practice for the full moon. You can either sign up through Patreon, or you can message me and I will definitely send you meditation so you can practice on your own for, I would recommend, about 30 days, which you can also play at nighttime, for a donation amount of minimum $5. If you just message me, I'll send you the details, and you can practice this. You'll be able to heal your inner critic, your inner child, and this season with full moon, reparent yourself and take those first steps towards your healing journey. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, tapping in, and turning on, because it all begins with increasing your awareness, listening. But the next steps afterwards means you take action. And as you take action, I guarantee you will be free from any cycle that has been holding you back from reaching and expressing your true potential. In truth and love, we close out. Satnam.